ASL Prime League.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Here, as we do have match number 2 in this round robin format for these 3 players: Apocalypse, Huck, and Petraeus. But here we are in match number 2. This player, the fresh blood, or at least for today, he's definitely an ASL veteran. He is the Yellow Zerg player.
My insanity, Petraeus.
While on the other side of the map, of course, it is Cactus Valley. We do have ourselves some horizontal spawns. But the blue Terran player, this is...
Apocalypse.
Alright, well, our first map here is going to be Cactus Valley. I didn't get a chance to check to see what the other 2 maps were going to be, though. So... I'm not exactly sure, but if there are any... okay, there we go. Cactus Valley, Coda, and Terraform. What I was going to say here was that if there were any 2-player maps, APOC will not hesitate to 2-racks every once in a while. So we haven't really seen it too much in ASL recently, but we might.
I don't know. I think the last ASL group that I casted with you, there was just like a proxy gate. I think that was really the only like hardcore cheese. We didn't really have, I don't think, too many hardcore all-ins.
Yeah. Like, haven't been like too many real crazy ones, you know? I don't even know. Like, I know Arthur was going for a very funky, like really right in your face proxy Stargate that got kind of shut down very easily, and then it was just like over. So
that does happen.
Well, what do you know? Not quite the 11 racks, but
well,
this is
in his main base it was the 11 racks.
Oh, okay, true.
Is the classic 11-17. I guess it would be 11.
How could I ever forget?
Yeah, 11 racks, 11 gas, 17 racks. Duh, proxy, of course.
All right. Well, this is going to be fun, I think. And actually, APOC going to get lucky here. Well, I wouldn't say lucky. I believe the Overlord gave its position away. So he doesn't know exactly where Petraeus is.
Oh, trying to dive in for the couple of kills. Won't quite be able to get any drone kills just yet. Several of these drones very low on HP. Picks himself up. 1 and almost number 2. Wow, okay, that's just ridiculous.
Every single time. I swear APOC's Reapers are like...
Come on, homie.
Yeah, they definitely have some kind of extra stat that allows them to do this.
I feel like he's cheating.
Right? Happened with Huck, now happening to Petraeus. And now second Reaper is here. There is a bunker going down. I don't think Petraeus knows about the second racks, but he does see the constant production of Reapers.
My word, that dancing right on the edge for APOC. Is it the most difficult micro ever seen in StarCraft 2 history? No. But it was very precise. It was exact for APOC. Just very, very small movements, alternating with his Reapers. So cool to see that kind of stuff. And of course, in this case, where you're going 5 Reapers, you're going to be looking to do a heavy amount of damage. Now, the Rax is lifting back off to the main, so he's not, going to keep this pressure up for too much more. Or at least he's going to do it on half production.
Speed is going to be finishing very soon, so Petraeus needs to be careful. Try to preserve his units until it actually does complete. And hey, I think Petraeus did a pretty damn good job. Only 1 worker was killed. But that's called a stellar defense, indeed. How many,
of course, after with a stellar defense like that from Petraeus, APOC has to be thinking in his head, like, all right, what do I do? I did not kill this guy with all of these Reapers. Very weird build, and of course the follow-up, like, oh, super fast 3rd CC. Duh. Petraeus like, I'm going for a lair, homie. Gonna be rushing in here with the Lings. Picks himself up 1 kill, but those aren't the value targets that he wants. Wow, these Lings are dying so quickly.
Yeah. I think, with that many Reapers, it's pretty crazy. What is it,
really
5?
Nice. Yeah, really nice DPS. Oh, Ling's going to be pushing back on forward. Won't quite get anything except for that Marine. Very nice.
Yeah, Marine, then he wore the wrong pair of shoes here as he saw all of his buddies just like jump up the cliff, and he tried and was not able to do so and ended up losing his life. But I think Petraeus may be going for a two-base Muta follow-up as there. Well, I haven't seen what gas he's taking just yet, but there it goes. The third and the fourth. This may be a great idea by him.
He needs to find that weakness. He needs to create an opening for himself, and the Lings weren't able to do it. So, of course, the next kind of question is, will Mutas be able to do it? As you very nicely said, two-base Muta with the layer and the gases, indicative of that. Now, these Overlords, very nicely placed by Petraeus. Yeah, I think one of them ended up going down, which is always sad. But the other one, I mean, he's keeping an eye on the front door of Apocalypse. So
it's like, what if that happens to me? But he's brave. He's brave as he does sit there. But he does see the front, and he can see exactly what it is that APOC is making, and if he decides to move out that way. So, two-base Muta may work out for him, as it does look like APOC is going for a Marine tank, perhaps expecting some kind of Roach follow-up, maybe a Roach Bane or something, but... Oh...
He's following up, APOC that is, he's following up with the Siege Tanks, double engineering bay. This isn't a single engineering bay earlier on to try to get out earlier missile turrets, nothing like that. And as we saw right there, he was pushing out with a medevac. He was going to go for a drop. Once again, he's loading up with that drop, going to be pushing on out, and yes, all 5 of those Reapers are in there. So he should be able to spot this. But the problem, of course, is Mutas are already on the way, and if he doesn't actually realize it early enough, the Mutas could be already out and on their way over.
Yeah, I think the Mutas are going to pop out in time, but there are a few Lings here, but this is a very, very awkward drop where it's not as... just Marines are in here. It is...
Once again, they pop on out. Missile turrets just now going to be starting. 2 of them there, a third most likely going to be on the way. And APOC is like, all right, I need to buy a little bit more time. I'm going to jut away south with my medevac. Force Petraeus to chase it down, take it as far away from the main base as he can. But Petraeus wises up to it. He's going to start heading over towards that third. And of course, he wants to get as much damage done, but every moment that he stops to attack something is another moment that more missile turrets have to get on up, or more Widow Mines have to get into position.
Yeah, and I love this, though, going for those reactors as they do take so long to make. Delaying the production as the third base of Apocalypse goes up is going to be really good for Petraeus. Usually try to line up the mining of the third base with all of that crazy production. So if you're able to stop that, then it means that Petraeus can have some room here where he's not going to be under pressure as he gets his third base up, especially opening up with the two-base Muta.
Snipes down a Widow Mine. Didn't actually snipe down the Widow Mine. Hop into the medevac. He's not quite able to get those really bigger kills that he wants. He's poking around here and there. As you mentioned, he sniped a reactor, going for some damage on the third CEC. Now going to be sniping a supply depot, which does supply block Apocalypse. But, flies into a big group of Marines, loses 2 Mutas there.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse, though, but he realized it right in time. Behind it, though, it looks like APOC is going to go for another one of these drops. Seems to almost be a scouting drop to see exactly what is up here. But with almost a broken medevac, yeah, and just like a few Reapers, I don't think it's going to be enough, but I could be proven wrong.
Against low numbers of units, this drop will do some pretty reasonable damage. Of course, 3 Reapers can deal with the Queen, but of course they can't deal with Mutas, and now that the medevac is gone, goodbye drop. Picked himself up a Queen kill, certainly very annoying. Not necessarily like the big win that he was hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is that he was hoping to get done with it, but it just seemed like one of those things where it's like, all right, well, I have this medevac and I have these Reapers, might as well do something with them. But at least he's not forgetting everything at home. He's getting his upgrades. You know, his 2-2 is on the way before Petraeus' 1-1 is even completed. And, yeah, I think the production is looking pretty okay. Obviously, he doesn't have the drilling costs just yet.
Woo. 2 Banelings over at the third. 8 SCV kills. Very nice for Petraeus. If he can manage to sneak in with his Widow Mines, which actually, no, with his Mutalisks, he could do some finishing damage to those SCVs, but they're getting repaired up. Mutalisks did take a bit of damage from that Widow Mine, which was near the natural gate of Apocalypse. And Apocalypse now going to be in the southern position on this map in kind of an awkward spot, caught by the Mutas.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the Mutas can't go in alone, but if they do try to drop once again, that is a very easy target for them to take out. But that's just way too many units on the ground in order to actually engage it, especially because they do have the 1-1 too, so... It kind of sucks for Petraeus that this is the base that he wants to take, though. I think APOC probably knows that.
Oh, Medevacs, or Mutas... I don't know what's wrong with me today, but Muta's once again going to be walking into some Marine, while over at the 4th of Petraeus, a drop going to be going down. And as we saw of Apocalypse versus Huck, he does have that nice bit of dual drop action going on, hitting 2 places at once, really pushing Petraeus to the absolute limits as he drops into the main base. A few Lings are actually responding, but of course, those small numbers of early Lings, not nearly enough. Wouldn't mind getting some shots off, but pretty solid cleanup by Petraeus.
That was actually really good, yeah. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to clean that up that well, but always something going on the other side of the map when APOC is in the picture, and that 3rd base is going to be under fire, but 2-2, it does complete. Just Lings aren't going to cut it, my friend. I think that 3rd is going to survive. I think so.
He definitely could have killed it if he wanted. He was instead looking to trade out against the army, which in some cases is certainly the better option. In total, 16 drones have gone down over at the... Whoa!
In the 3rd base. Taking out quite a few more workers again. Didn't see how much the trade was exactly, but woo. Definitely hitting them. Yeah, Petraeus has been doing this since like Overgrowth days. The Ling and Bane run-bys.
Ooh. What a trigger for that Widow Mine. Just a couple of Chainlings once again. Baneling's going to be rolling in, but not... Well, no real actual detonations. Going to be kind of causing this orbital to start to burn down, but Ling's now running by into the natural, going to be getting shot up a bit. They will get stuck in the natural, locked in by those supply depots. Widow Mines firing once again. Muta's attacking over at that 3rd location, trying to force Apocalypse to make a mistake. So far, his defense has been nearly impeccable.
Yeah, it's really hard to break Apocalypse right now. Petraeus has been trying so hard, and he's been using a lot of Banelings, you know, just in numbers, sheer numbers, in order to try to kill those workers, but every time he trades out for non-army units, I feel like the army of Apocalypse is just going to get to this point where Petraeus can't actually use enough Banelings to kill exactly what he would like to.
He's reaching kind of that fever pitch unit number, but for now, the next kind of stop on the way for Apocalypse is going to be that 3-3. It's about 3/4 of the way done. It's not quite ready just yet. And that attack not really doing quite as much as Apocalypse would have liked. He's almost non-stop with the drops, but progressively they're doing less and less damage. We saw that earlier drops certainly get quite a bit more done, but now they're just getting shut down so fast by Petraeus.
Yeah, I think Petraeus is doing a really great job doing that. But Apocalypse is just seeming to trade attention and a few units for a few of his units, but he does have to be very careful because you let yourself kind of be weak for a little bit, then all of a sudden Zerg can get some momentum and be into your production, but it looks like Petraeus sees the 4th base of Apocalypse and just says, nope, I can't do this.
Welcome to Coda. And in the bottom right-hand corner, our yellow Zerg player, he is...
My insanity, Petraeus.
And in the top left, hailing from Korea, he is our Red Terran player,
Apocalypse.
Currently teamless, representing himself, and maybe a deep run here would certainly get the interest of some teams. If he could win something like ASL Prime League, you can't really win Prime League without defeating some pretty top-tier, world-class players, especially with guys like Rain being the Season 4 champion, Parting, I believe, Season 3 champion. Like, there's some big names that you have to take down to actually take home the Prime League championship.
Yeah, it is not an easy feat at all. And it all starts here in the round of 32, you know. I think, you know, luckily for him, he's off to a great start and is looking pretty great. Like, it's not too many holes in his play, but it's not like he's just completely stomping in that way either. But I don't know. Maybe it kind of is. He's making it look easy, but like not in a way where it's like I am just. If the Reapers didn't really, you know what I mean, like tilt Petraeus, I would say. I think it was just like that solid gameplay and macro.
The Reapers may have helped, but it was the defense after that certainly not really allowing Petraeus to do the damage, even though Petraeus was trying those multi-pronged attack. And Petraeus certainly did get in some good damage, but when you're only killing SCVs against like a 3CC or a triple orbital Terran player, just killing SCVs has limited value.
Yeah, you really have to be ahead economically by a lot and already have a great army while like spreading creep towards them so that any type of their engagements go completely in your favor. So, look at that Marine's kind of warming up here.
They tried to go for the Overlord kill a little bit earlier, and then of course the Overlord just flies away. He's like, lol, no. And
so
now they're
like
we'll shoot at something
this'll
that
never
can't
fly away.
Stupid rocks.
That's what you get. Now you're more rocks.
Yeah.
Showed them.
Although I think it was in Group B that we first cast for ASL where someone was trying to defend something in their main and they accidentally shot up the rocks because you accidentally do the whole A-click on them. And then it's like, oh, well, now I look silly.
Yeah, I remember back in the beginning of Heart of the Swarm where all you had to do was right-click on them and it would blow everything up. So if you're doing like crazy Ling Bane battles and you just run all your Banes, you right-click it just once and it blows everything up. It was terrible.
And I mean, there's so many engagements that happen around that area. So, yep, certainly glad that things have changed in that respect. But Petraeus, I believe it was like, what, 15 hatch, 15 pool, it was something like that. Not aggressive, not crazy, just pretty standard play. One gas, so I mean he's not going, 3 hatch gasless or anything, into the Roach Warren.
Yeah, I guess the only thing to notice right now is that he was continuing to mine gas. That Roach Warren, definitely something to take note of, but he put it at the front, so he's not trying to hide it at all. I'm a little curious to see what it is that he decides to do, because I don't think he ever pulled out of the gas, and he's also getting a second one. So this could be nice. He knows that Apocalypse did not open up with that Reaper this time. So,
which personally I was expecting, but he did instead go for a bit of a faster CC to follow up, and then he is going for that 2-base 1-1-1. Going to be making use of some Hellions, and of course, anytime that there's Hellions, and of course he's got double gas as well, you always have to be in the back of your mind thinking, are those Hellions going to be transforming into Hellbats soon?
Oh yeah. Well, it could be, with double gas already being mined by Apocalypse. And, I don't know, he's getting the Viking to kind of clear out the Overlords around the map. And Petraeus is really good at using his Overlords to kind of get that positioning and the vision. So this is going to hurt. He's going to get really supply blocked here. While Apoc, I was going to say, might be setting up for some crazy 2-base play, but no, he's going to drop a 3rd command center.
Good thing you didn't say it, because otherwise...
I know.
And you would have been so silly looking in front of the entire internet.
Yeah.
But
well, this is cool, though. Road
Rex 2 and 3 going to be on the way, so he's not following up with like a super fast armory. And he's got that pulled Viking, as you mentioned. Maybe he'll be able to supply block Petraeus.
Third base of Petraeus just not going down as well, so...
Yeah.
Whatever it is that Petraeus is doing, he is getting that third base a lot early, or a lot later than usual.
He just went for the kind of standard 8 roaches. He didn't go for a crazy number of roaches either. He does, of course, have roach speed on the way. And as he... Oh, well, never mind. He adds on 7 more roaches.
Oh,
so
wow.
Some increased aggression going to be put out here. This should be 18 roaches, 19 roaches in total, I believe, are going to be on the way. And he keeps adding more and more roaches, making me out to be a liar. +1 armor also going to be finishing up. He is gearing up for an attack.
He is definitely gearing up for an attack. And, you know, Apocalypse doesn't really have a defense at home. His unit count is not that great. And I don't know if he continued to make Hellions. I don't believe he did. So that's good for him, at least adding a few of these Marauders. But there's really not a lot here, Cybert. There's going to be a lot of roaches coming. So without the additional bunkers, I don't see him dealing with this many roaches.
Oh, he's going to be stepping out onto the field. This is a bad idea. He needs as many units behind as many fortifications as he possibly can. Snaps up a couple of those Marines, and into the bunker they go. But, of course, this bunker has no repair. It'll be bursted down in absolute moments as so many roaches assaulting just directly up the front ramp of this natural expansion. The Spire on the way behind this as he's going to be tearing through the army of Apocalypse.
Oh, my God. So many workers going down, and, I mean, even the army's starting to get taken down as well. That +1 armor definitely helping out here against that DPS of the Marines. I'm loving it. It's this is like Starbucks style or something, right? I saw Starbucks using roaches a lot in WCS and was able to kind of exploit these great timings.
Wow, Apocalypse.
From Apocalypse.
He is a believer in the 3rd Orbital Command. He is an absolute patron of that 3rd Orbital Command, because boy oh boy, you lose 31 SCVs, you're down to 19.
Yep.
And the pain doesn't stop. There's still a couple of roaches in his main.
Yeah, I mean, he has to clean all this up. He's going to be dropping those mules, but that is critical damage. 63 drones here for Petraeus. He has his 3rd base up, and he's transitioning into a regular bling Muta style. I love it.
All right, this is Petraeus' opportunity. He's been getting smacked around by Apocalypse. Game number 1 with some cheeky play, you could say, from Apocalypse. And now Petraeus is like, oh, you want some aggression? I'll bring some aggression to you. How do you feel about, like, 19 roaches, something like that, right up into his face? Now, I guess if you wanna find something to complain about for Petraeus, maybe his creep spread. And that's probably, like, the weak point.
I mean, but it's still pretty good, you know. He's already spread it up to the part where his 4th is going to be taken. And the fact that he is not sticking onto the roach tech, invested only in the carapace, which of course helps roaches as well as the lings. Going into mutas is going to be so awesome. To deal with the drops is usually one of roach's biggest downfalls. Or what? Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
A little bit of an awkward flyby for those mutas. Going to be forced to drop the Marines. Even an SCV packed in with this attack a little bit by accident. Whoopsie daisy. That's kind of awkward. As, well, there we go. It gets killed.
He said, get me out of here, but he didn't realize that, that where he was going was even worse.
Yeah. There's the stim forward directly into the jaws of these lings, and of course the mutas are the real powerhouse that you have to worry about. Now, behind all of this, we did have the earlier racks, and that's racks 4 and 5 happening before the 3rd command center, which also, in this particular case, does mean that armory was delayed. So while 1-1 has been done for Apocalypse for quite some time, 2-2 is not on the way, and we do have that Zerg 2-2 on the way, which is typically like, you know, you're always looking for that 2-2 timing, or perhaps 3-3 if you're the Terran player, so the longer that he waits, the further behind he gets.
Yep. Double drop is going to get cleaned up here. Apocalypse trying to drop the 3rd base of Petraeus, but he is on top of it. He is on top of this game as he ties up the series 1-1. Petraeus, man, some roach play. Let's see the ace match of this 2nd match of the night. It is going to be between these 2 players, one of which is the yellow Zerg player, bringing it back, actually. Really nicely done. His name is...
My Insanity, Petraeus.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, he currently still has a winning map score against his opponent, the Red Terran player.
Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah. Well then, Apocalypse. Not gonna get out of here with just a straight-up 4-0, kind of like Soxery last week. Definitely showing that he is weak, he has a point of weakness, and Petraeus found it. He definitely showed that he can, penetrate that armor that Apocalypse looked to be wearing, just feeling untouchable. So, let us see.
He can bleed.
Yes, exactly. I mean, at first it looked like, I don't know, because I was saying it earlier in that match where Petraeus didn't look like he was completely just wrecked by Apocalypse. It was like, he kind of dealt with the Reapers and sort of kind of tried to counter and then just lost eventually. It was like, I guess he just lost, You either win or you lose. But it wasn't like a domination where APOC just like came in, killed like 7 drones, followed it up with some sick, Banshee play or something, and then totally just...
Yeah. It certainly felt like the scales started to tip the other way, and then the scales kind of ran into APOC's defense, which after the first couple of rounds of Banelings was just solid. Game number 2, a very different story, at least from the APOC defense point of view, and maybe you could say the difference is scouting, because game number 1, quite nice scouting coming out from APOC. Game 2, significantly worse scouting coming out from APOC. Game number 3, well, he's got the Reaper. He's at least on the right path.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much doing what he did before as far as just... in the TVP, but this is obviously TVZ, a little different. We saw him go multiple Reapers, but that was like not even the kind of 3 Reaper opener that you would see. It was a double racks, one of them being a proxy. This one looks to be very, very standard as far as APOC, his build is concerned. Oh, but Petraeus, did he go for the... I thought he went for the pool first, but no.
He did. Petraeus went for the pool.
Did he? Oh, yeah. I think you're right. He did. Okay. Well done.
He gets an SCV kill for his trouble. That's great. Delays the CC even further. Almost sneaks into the main base. Not that there's, that much to really see, because everything to see is just the racks and the factory, which isn't a whole lot. But, yeah, very nice. Delays that. Trades out just 1 lane for it. Yeah, I'd take that
I love that, though. Kind of at least putting a little bit more of, I would say, a wrench into the plan of your opponent, where instead of just playing like, okay, I'm going to play my own game and maybe I can beat Apocalypse, he's like, no, I'm going to, kind of do this. Last game it was the Roaches, now opening up with the pool first. Apocalypse is going to be in a little bit of a zone where he's not 100% comfortable anymore, It's not going 100% according to his plan.
So he loses this Reaper as well, which may be getting cut off by these Queens. Couple more shots will finish it off. Goodbye, Reaper. These, the APOC Reapers, earlier, they seemed almost impossible to kill, and now, Petraeus, he's all over this.
As soon as it dies, it's like, wait a minute. It's like, whoa. It's possible, they do die.
Yeah.
This isn't a glitch. So, APOC
he's not hacking.
Woo!
What?
Finally rule that one out.
He somehow has just like the higher health Reaper hack.
Yep. Now Petraeus believes in himself, It's it's all part of this tournament mentality, as he does get a good scout. That's the kind of scout you want to get, though. You see that Starport producing something but not seeing an upgrade, maybe the only thing that kind of throws him off, I guess.
Well, yeah, he sees the tech, he's like, all right, you going Banshee, and either you went like super early Cloak and it's somehow either done, or you're not going Cloak, which not going Cloak is far more likely. The other thing that we do have to kind of mention, and it's we have to mention it partially because Petraeus didn't see it, it's the Armory, which is again 3/4 of the way done. It's got another 10 seconds or so, and then Hellbats.
It is going to be, he is on 2 bases for now, and we'll see how he does this. We've seen players kind of, I think Ryung did it before as well, where they got that early 3rd base, but they do this anyway, like Hellbat.
Hellbat Banshee, man. It's been known to do some damage. In this case, Petraeus is just like, no.
Yeah, right?
Even transfuses the drone. He's like, not in my house.
Nope.
No, please.
Banshee gets 0 kills at all. Petraeus is looking really nice right now, I would say. The fact that there is no Cloak means that even though the lair is so far away, it's going to be perfectly fine because he doesn't really need the lair for anything just yet. It's all going to be up to his defense, though.
Hellions stepping forward. They get 3 kills on those morphine banelings. There's the transform into Hellbats. Now, for those of you keeping count at home, that is indeed 8 Hellbats on the front line. We got more Hellions being produced. There's like 3 or 4 back home, so there's always the opportunity for more reinforcements. But for now, these 8 Hellbats, they're gonna NASCAR right out of here.
Well, they just got out, and Petraeus even realized that too. He droned up in the face of that. He makes 10 drones.
Yeesh.
Says, yeah, I dare you to come at me with that. But, oh man, SCVs are coming out as well. This is going to be like...
True.
Oh, this is... Yep, every single SCV from the natural is coming. So, Banelings, if they get those hits, we might see a really, really nice show.
This attack can certainly go either way in a very hardcore way because APOC is looking to win the game pretty much right here, right now. Transfuse is on point. Banelings coming in. They have to go the long way, though. And, of course, they don't have speed for quite some time. Real nice explosions there. They actually do some really nice splash damage, but not enough to clean out the army. A lot of these units very low on HP, and if a couple of these Banelings could actually connect, it could be devastating as they push in here. Drones off the line, and these Banshees still standing strong, starting to get targeted down by the Queens.
Yes, they are, and one of them is really, really low. There's not a lot of firepower left here for Apocalypse. And with a good reinforcement, I think that he might be able to clean this up. Sitting on 61 drones and defending, the last of the Lings will take out everything that APOC has, and GG will be called. Petraeus.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.